I apologize. Just give me 1 second. So I'm supposed to have a guest, but I don't think she's going to come up until later. Hopefully she'll still make it. What's up, Big Al? Bruce Bain, appreciate you being here. That's okay, my friend. Not a problem. Hoping your crowd comes. Brian says, Yogi, the only link I got now is the one for Duncan to log into my stream. Don't want to leave it in here for now. If I can get the link yet. Not sure if I can get the link yet. Gotcha. Okay. Brian has found it. Awesome. Looking forward to seeing it. Thank you, Bruce. Cat says, hi, y'all. Bruce Bain says, hi, Cat and Jack. How are you today? Doing good, Bruce. How about you? Hey, Michael. Yeah, I was late. I apologize. Hey, Richard. That's okay. Man, this rainy Tennessee weather has every joint. I've injured Aiken today. How many joints have you injured, Michael? Hey, Tiger King. So, again, I'm expecting a guest. Empress of the New Earth. She is an old friend of mine. I've known her for over 20 years. We're going to talk, but she's going to be about 6 o'clock. So we got a little bit of time. We were going to talk inspiration and living a life of inspiration. Living a life of inspiration doesn't mean that you are constantly jotting down ideas, although it might mean that. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're always producing art, although it might mean that. It means that life itself is inspiring and is always offering us inspiration. So she's about 20 minutes away, according to GPS. She is actually driving from Flagstaff to Sedona, where she's visiting. Give me a second. If you see the thumbnail, that's her book. It's a gratitude journal. So, anyway, back to inspiration. She is someone who very, Kat says, breathwork. Yep, we're right on it. She is someone who very intuitively, Richard says, Kat, breathwork sounds good, Kat. It does. So we did 4-8 breath. How's everyone feeling? Give me a direction. Where should we be heading with the breath work? Richard, how have you been? I just saw Blue Moon Tiger King in that Arsenal chat. What's an Arsenal chat? Michael says, by the way, you emailed you today to try and schedule time for me to talk about orbs. Okay, I will look for it, Michael. Thanks. Blue Moon says, Eric, your daddy around here? Keep people going, mate? Oh, me? No, I am not. I am no one's daddy. Let's see. Relax heart space. Got you. Got you. Very gentle. It says, I've been good. Thanks for going voluntary work for 7 hours and will tomorrow. I heard you mention that. All right. We're going to do very easy 4-7-8 breath. And then I think we'll do a little bit of self inquiry. So I'll be a little bit absent from the chat. Feel free to close your eyes and join in with us. Hey, Darren. For those who are going to participate, doing breath work and self inquiry, which is a form of meditation, if you go ahead and close your eyes. Hey, Heavenly Star. Thank you for being here. Put your attention on your belly. Breathe in through the nose. And as you breathe in, watch how your belly rises. As you exhale through the nose, watch how your belly collapses very gently, falling back. You'll notice a rhythm. Spend just a moment noticing that rhythm. Belly rising, the belly falling. In through the nose, out through the nose. Much like an ocean's tide. And as we listen to that tide roll in, listen to the sound of your breath. We're going to use that ujjayi breath. Little ha sound as we breathe in, that little ha sound as we breathe out, as if you're very gently snoring. Breathing gently. Count to 3, and we'll do our first breath. Breathing in through the nose, making that ha sound for count of 4. Exhaling through the nose, elongating the breath for count of 8. 1, 2, 3. Breathing in for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale through the nose for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In through the nose for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale through the nose for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale through the nose for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In for 1, 2, 4. Exhale for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Last breath together for 1, 2, 3, 4. And exhale through the nose for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And let the breath go. Let it settle into its own easy and natural rhythm. Put your attention back on the belly again, watching the belly rise and fall. Gentle attention. Shift that attention up to your heart space. And as you breathe in, draw in a little bit of light, your mind's eye, from the top of the head all the way down to your heart center. We breathe in, we pull in light coming into the heart. As we exhale, that light spreads outwards. Breathing in light, exhaling light for the benefit of others. We breathe in light for the benefit of ourselves. We exhale light for the benefit of others. Breathe in light coming through the top of the head all the way to your heart. Your heart center expands, growing ever more spacious, filled with light. Picture those you love, those that you're connected with. One big exhale through the mouth. Send all that love, all that light surrounding each person. Know that they travel with love. Know that they travel in light. And they are ever connected. Just sit here for a moment. And when you're ready, open your eyes, and I'll see you in the chat. I saw that, Brian. Thanks. I definitely want to be there. Bruce, wishing you luck, my friend. Bruce, have you ever thought about adding PayPal and maybe buy me coffee to your channel and a link? Hey, Sissy. Sissy says, thank you. You're welcome, my friend. Get a thumbs up from Brian. Hey, Sniper. So, hey, Tiger King, yes, you can ask my friend questions when she comes up. We'll let her talk for a little bit. Kat says, beautiful yogi, very effective. Thank you. Well, you said heart space. The original plan was going to be self inquiry. I think we'll save that tomorrow for a members only live stream. But heart space made me think. So we need to do a little something with that heart space. You know, the heart space, Hidra is what it's called in Sanskrit, Hidra is what it's called in mispronounced Sanskrit, is different than the heart chakra. Heart chakra is an energetic system. Hidra is the actual intelligent heart center of the body that connects us with the divine. Ramana Maharshi, Ram Dass, quite a few others have urged us to live from that heart space. Bruce said, what was that? That was, what did we just do? Pranayama, which means breath work in yoga. We did some breath work with a little guided meditation, just to help ease some stress and cultivate loving kindness and extend that loving kindness to everyone. Specifically, if we're in a difficult place where we feel like we need to connect or cultivate a connection. Hi, Carl. Carl says good night, everyone. Good night, Carl. Carl, are you live streaming tomorrow? Who says I have my Cash App online, but my PayPal is locked out? Gotcha. You ever think about buy me coffee? For some reason, Cash App never works for me. It says, yes, Kat, I feel so relaxed after that. And I've been doing breath work 3 times plus a day. I feel my lungs are improving. Thank you for bringing this exercise to my life. It is appreciated. Always, Richard. Kat says, good night, Carl. I love you. Thank you for being here. Richard says, good night, Carl. Have a wonderful evening and sleep well. Sissy says, night to Carl. 2 minutes says, Mint, sound out with heavily. Open time, you will take. My sorry has not been myself. Wave it on the other channel. I'm sorry. Well, Tiger King, 2 things you can do. One of them you've already done. You've apologized. You know what? That goes a long way. Appreciate that, my friend. And it's not always easy. And it's not always easy to say that we're sorry, that we haven't been ourselves. The other thing you can do is now I got to admit, you might not be welcomed in every live stream right now. But the places where you do go, Do your very best, and we all mess up. Do your very best just to be kind, considerate. I'm not saying that you're not, but sometimes we need to make a little extra effort. So, right now you offer these apologies. So I think people are waiting to see. Be truly sorry. Carl says, certainly I am. Awesome, Carl. We'll be there. Guys, Carl is going to be live. Um, East Coast, it'll be 3 o'clock, East Coast United States. It'll be 8 o'clock for Carl's time. Carl's in Ireland, by the way. Pippa says, that is your alternate account, Blue Moon, Tiger King. Hey, Jenny Thong, please be honest with me now. Bruce says, send on my description page. But yeah, I don't have my own PayPal. I don't have Cash App. I've tried to get it several times. Well, Tiger King, not to rehash things. I don't want to get into it. Uh, Daisy's a very good friend. We absolutely love Daisy. She must feel awful hurt for her to block someone. So it's hard for people to leave it when someone they really care about, someone who is as sweet as Daisy, they feel that she's been hurt. But we're not going to get into it too much here. Okay. All you can do here is just keep being kind. Who says it's in my description? Oh, I read that. But you're at the top. I have you credit you deserve. Just being a friend, Bruce. Just being a friend. Yeah, Carl, you mentioned that you're going to have new rules. Guess says I think Eric would prefer if we all just leave Tiger King alone. Let Yogi deal with him, as he is the best to show us how to forgive and love through difficulties. I think we all have our moments, don't we? I think all of us have been able to um, forgive. I think all of us have been able to love through difficult times. But yeah, I do think that, you know, let Tiger King be Tiger King. I don't know what that entails. I don't know. I'm going to use my favorite line from Cat and Lucy. I don't know anything. I know nothing. I truly don't, which is good. Well, Bruce says, I've forgiven the man who molested me when I was 16. That's big. That's big. Hey, Bruce, can I ask you, how did you manage to do that? That's a lesson there for everyone. Here's the thing, we mentioned this quite a bit. Forgiveness is not the forgiveness that we talk about here. We're talking about a more radical forgiveness. So, what we're asked to do with forgiveness is to not allow anything to disturb our peace of mind. Heavenly says, don't forget to hit the like button. Thank you, Heavenly. Don't let anything disturb our peace of mind. Course in Miracles says there are no small grievances. Someone stealing our parking space is as large as any big one in the mind. Now, personally, we have a hard time believing that. So, Blue Moon, if you don't mind, we're going to drop it completely. Kat says, yes, a tough one. Many can learn from what Bruce has done. Yes. And as Bruce says, the stress and trauma weighed too much on my heart. And I learned it caused me to spread a lot of pain I had inside. And it emanated onto others around me and for myself. I wasn't at peace when I actually able to let us hold on my heart. It felt so good. I bet. Hey, Bruce, do you mind if I ask you how old you are? I'm sorry, Carl. Kat says, sorry, Carl. She says she loves you. Richard says, take care, Carl. Sleep well, my friend. 24. Hey, someday, if you would like to share your story, come up on the live stream. I'm having more and more guests come up and sharing uh, stories of recovery from addiction, sharing recovering from trauma, such as you endured. I'm having some great teachers coming up. I tell you what, someone who recognized the pain in their heart was hurting them and others and turned to forgiveness is a teacher and is someone that has something to share, especially at your age. Some of us do not learn that lesson of forgiveness for quite some time. My friend is setting up and she will be up here to talk. I hope you enjoy her company as much as I do. And always have. Richard says, Yogi, we'll be able to come up on the next 2 weeks and explain my life story. I will email you and figure out a time that is suitable for both of us. Thank you, Richard. I have a claw in my back. Kat says, some of us are still working on it. And you want to know something, Kat? That's okay. Here's the thing. Working on forgiveness is forgiveness. We like to think that it's a one and done deal. And maybe in some cases it is, but it is also a process. It's an approach to life that we go through life, having trouble speaking today. We go through life forgiving, forgiving, forgiving. Life will always put something in front of us that needs to be forgiven. What we're forgiving, hey, old dog, is the illusion. And all of it's a dream. All of it, life. I was talking to a friend, Tom Wakefield, who is a author, Course in Miracles. Um, Not exclusively, but that's his main focus. And he was talking about not putting so much emphasis on the dream, on the illusion. Either way, we forgive. Bruce says, be right back. Got to use the restroom. Got you, Bruce. Tiger King is in drama show in Salford in the next 3 weeks. Nice. Enjoy. Cat says, that's exciting, Richard. It is. Bruce says he's good to Tiger King. His purpose is to, I feel, is to help others, to be of service. Bruce, I'm really happy that you stumbled upon my channel and everyone else's as well. Old Dog says, good blue, bro, you? Any minute, my friend will come up. So what would you do if you were working in a steady job, happy, relatively happy, and you got not just an urge, but an actual call from your heart saying, drop everything, go to Sedona. Drop everything, go to Montreal. That's what my friend has done. Uh, it's funny. She's always but I never quite appreciated what she was doing. She was listening to that call of inspiration, that call from spirit, until recently. Hey, Heart Matters, how are you? Just thinking about you today. How have you been? We're going to talk about inspiration and following guidance. Following, let's call it divine guidance. Jeff says, boom to working that. Welcome in, my friend. Heart Matters says, well, just finishing my move. You settled in? Waking up the unicorn. Yes. Man, how timely is that, Sniper? Following last night. Mint says, yeah, me too, Kat. I'm happy to share and let people into my life and the struggles I've had to deal with openly on panel. And it's all because of all of you that have supported me and helped me out, help get me out. Trisha says, I need $100. I'm from India. Please, anyone help me out? What, I'm not sure how we can help you out, my friend. Paramedic says, yes, I have a few odds and ends. Still need time to come. That still need to come. Gotcha. Hey, runner boy. 24K total this week. And you, when does your training week begin for you? So you got what, at least 2 more days to add to that? Zipper says, let's get you to 50 subs. Who's that, Sniper? Oh, Channel says he can start his own channel. There you go. Tushar? How's that sound? Build your channel? Dog says being an animal is easy. We got animals to be aware is something else. So what do you think we are? I would say that being aware is the easiest thing in the world because we already are. We just don't know it. Sunday. Well, man, you're going to hit some big numbers. You already are. Bruce is back. Mint says, sub to Tushar. Tushar. I think I'm saying that right. Dog says, Yogi, we are animals to think we're special. What if we're not? You ever heard Pierre Callahan Desjardins say that we are not human beings that have occasional spiritual experiences. We are spiritual beings having a human experience. Speaking of spiritual beings,
oh my goodness,
I know of no other who fits that more than you. I've been thinking a lot about you the last couple of days.
Eric, it is so wonderful to be here with my community. Peace and blessings to everybody. Oh my goodness. It has just been an adventure.
Let me give you an intro real quick.
Okay. All right.
Guys, this is Empress of the New Earth. She has, hey, are you able to type?
I don't know. No, I think I'm just set up here, but I'll figure it out as we go.
I was just to say, if you left a comment that people would be able to subscribe to your channel who might not.
Okay, I will definitely do. And I'm trying to see. Hi, everybody. Mint chocolate chip. And you know what? I can barely see, so sending
Right.
so much love to everybody who's sending me greetings.
I'll be helping out with that. Cat and Jack
Okay.
said hi.
Oh, that Cat and Jack, it's so good to see you here. Mm-hmm. Peace and
Um,
blessings, my dear.
and Soul Stars Production says blessings, Empress of the New Earth.
Blessings to you as well.
Hey,
Oh my
Martin.
goodness.
So let me give a quick introduction. This is my good friend, Empress of the New Earth. I might slip in and use your actual name.
Yes, that's fine.
Okay. This is
Please, that's
Elise.
fine.
I have known Elise for over 20 years.
Yeah,
And
that's
I
right.
mentioned you earlier. You have been in this time through every major life shift. You've been a
Mm,
steady presence in my life. From the death of my mom, visiting her the night she passed away,
yeah.
to my when Milka was in Iraq, helping me,
Yes.
giving me a steady presence to be the best stepfather that I possibly could be. Um, and with the death of my father.
Yes.
And I
Yes.
mentioned that, not having a car, that there was times when you showed up at my doorstep with groceries in your hand. And you've been nothing but a source of love to me for 20 years.
Oh, Eric. I
And
and I
how
have
did I
to I'm
repay you?
I how? Because
I
you've
was a
been the
horrible
same to me.
I was a horrible employee.
He says that all the time. That is so not true. Oh my goodness. Well, I want to share something as well because you're always giving me this praise and I really do honestly appreciate that and you know how grateful I am. Is there an echo or is that just me?
I don't hear it. You guys hear an
Okay,
echo?
let me know if you hear an echo. But I feel like everybody here in the community will agree with the presence that you have had in everyone's lives.
These guys
And
don't even like me.
I don't believe that. And the only thing I can tell you is I was so amazed when I first met you on how you had that steady presence. You were always open and willing to help everyone. And I haven't experienced anything quite like that in my life. And when we first met, I remember you sharing with me of your history and how long you have been on this journey and what you had been doing throughout your lifetime. And I came to you for help, as you know. I came to you for help for spiritual presence and also help with losing weight and getting physically fit amongst other things. And it just blossomed into this incredible connection that I've never experienced per date. And not only were you that presence to me, you were that constant presence in the community and with my children. So
I love your kids.
I'm honored to have those beautiful words said, but my friend, right back at you, all the things that you said about me, I cannot explain in words how instrumental you have been to this present journey. In fact, I truly believe that me being in this area was inspired by you and Mocha when you all went to Sedona. I don't know
Yep.
what year that was.
2004, and then we went back again, I
Wow.
think 2005, and I think again in 2006. I don't remember.
Mhm. And
Love it.
it was one of those experiences, and I remember you telling me in the beginning, "Oh, Elise, it's like the highest spiritual vortex." And I'm like, "What the heck is that?" Because that was like the beginning stages of me being deprogrammed from a lot of different things and all that. And I'm like, "Highest spiritual vortex." So you came back and showed the pictures, and I remember visualizing or saying to myself, "I would really want to go there one day." You know? And here I am in Arizona. Yeah. So
Um,
it's been quite the ride.
I do want to talk about that. I
Mhm.
want to talk about you being there and how you got there, because this is what I was telling everyone in the chat. This is what I've been
Mhm.
thinking a lot about lately. Um,
Mhm.
Before I do that, guys, if you look at the thumbnail, you will see the book that Empress of the New Earth
Ooh.
has, and you can see it on my back shelf back there.
Oh, yes, that is such
Um,
a blessing. Thank you.
and
And I mhm,
go ahead. I was going to say when you, I can't drop links because it leads everyone back to my channel. But
mhm, mhm.
when we're done talking, if you want to drop a link for it,
I'll drop the link for it. Yes, I will do that. I will do just that. And I brought mine along with me, and I
okay.
have been journaling this entire adventure and journey since I've been here.
So I want to talk about that. I
Mhm,
the title of the conversation is "Talking Inspiration and Divine Guidance with Empress of the New Earth."
mhm.
Um, I don't think I know anyone, and I've been thinking about this the past couple of days. Actually, since you reached out a little while back and said you were going to be in Sedona and that you wanted to come up, I don't know
Yeah.
anyone who's lived a life of inspiration and divine guidance the way that you have. And this is what I was telling people. What would you do? Asking people in the chat if you had this tug saying, "Drop everything and go to Sedona,"
Because that's
or
what happened.
"Drop everything and go." You went to Montreal a while back,
Mhm.
or
Right.
you're always willing to listen to your heart. And I don't know
Mhm,
anyone
mhm,
who does that so consistently
mhm.
as you do, because it means leaving safety and comfort
Right, right.
and security.
Mhm. And
Um,
going somewhere that you've never been before and, um, didn't know much of, and it's really funny because realistically, I was so afraid of planes for a while. In my 30s, I didn't travel, and I ended up going to Montreal because I could take a train there. So that's how I ended up. I think I've been in Montreal about 6 times, and there was a train from Philly because I'm originally from Pennsylvania. So I took the train from Philadelphia called the Montrealer, and I remember just getting on that train and going through upstate New York, Vermont, getting in Montreal. And I said, I'm going to continue to do this because I didn't want to get on planes. Right. So the vision started a long time ago with wanting to travel, but I had to get out of my own way with the fear. Hmm. And
um,
so that's how it evolved.
so are you like hearing clear signs? Thank you,
I
Joshua.
am. I am. I do. I do. As a matter of fact, I um I want to talk about how this whole thing ended up with me being here in Camp Verde. I originally went to Sedona for the first time to visit my very dear friend, right? She invited me to Sedona. Now, that was more of like this amazing vacation. And she was working at Miamo, which is an incredible resort, and she said, if you want to come through, do that. So I went to Sedona, and it was everything that you ever told me it was. And I felt immediately that I was drawn there because I really manifested that. And she told me that too. And so I spent a week in Sedona, but it was touristy stuff, which is wonderful. But it was an incredible journey. Now, I ended up here in Camp Verde because on the way back from Sedona to the airport, I met my soul friend here, and we chatted and, became instant connection. She was on her way to Italy, and she said, when I get back, let's talk a little bit and, see how we are, where we are in our journey. And when we start talking, she said, I have this beautiful farm and I'd love for you to come visit. And I it blew my mind. So I went to Sedona in April and it ended up coming to Camp Verde 2 years ago to stay on this incredible organic farm, right? With my soul family, which I consider my soul family, and stayed for 2 weeks. Okay. And I knew instantly that it was exactly what I had manifested in terms of wanting to expand more, right? Because get up in the morning, you pick the vegetables, the fruit, and all that. There's chickens, there's animals, and the sunset. It was everything. And so I had the most incredible experience in 2023 being here, and I took that experience with me and then life goes on, right? 2 years later, I get the call, hey, it's time to come back, you know, um, trying to come back and explore and do things that you've never done before. And it has been that way since I got off the plane on Friday.
Do you think
So,
do you think you've always had these intuitive nudges and just didn't have the courage to listen to them?
I
And then
absolutely did. I had the intuitive nudges, but not only did I not listen to them, I allowed others to project their fears. What are you doing traveling alone? I've traveled the world all by myself. I probably, when I went to Brazil, was the only time I took someone with me, but I've traveled all over the world and all over the United States by myself. So I always had this be careful, you never know, you know what I mean, the projections and different things of that nature. And I even had people saying, what are you doing? You should be putting some money aside for a rainy day. You're getting older, so that might not be wise for you to travel as much. So once forget it. I just zoned all that out and really stayed connected to source, number one, and then realized how important it was for me to expand my horizons in this way. I continued traveling for the past 20 years. Hmm. Yes,
um, has it gotten easier listening to that voice?
it has gotten so much easier. Yes, absolutely. And I'll tell you this, the last time I was here, I had a horrific experience on the plane coming back. So I stopped traveling for 2 years, right? So when Gail said, come on in, my first thing was to piggyback on the fear. And then I knew it was divine, like a divine order for me to come back again. So I had to get out of my own way. And it didn't take as long this time. Hmm. Yeah.
Um, so what do you think helped you remove the fear of listening to that voice?
Um, I have been for the past 6 months really doing the work. Um, Part of that work was not allowing others to project, number one, and also really stepping into my inner knowing of there's other things that I need to experience. I really didn't have the fun per se. I'm just being very open and honest. Things were kind of up in the air. And I knew, I said, I'm just going to make it happen by any means necessary because this is so much more important to me in my life than worrying about the connections of how I'm going to do it. It's going to be done. Hmm.
And it was.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, on a slightly off topic,
Hmm.
um, are you wearing your own jewelry that you made?
I am not on I just got this here. And so these are the bracelets. Some of them, let's see if I can show you. Actually, and I made about 20 pieces since I've been here. I wish I brought those over here to show
Wow.
you. But yeah, I am wearing my bracelets that I made. And I got some amazing beads from Sedona the other day. And so I've been just, at night, just that's also part of the coursework for me. I realized that. The creativity, I did not realize it's part of the healing journey. Mhm. And
Um,
the connection was made.
and I want to let everyone know that Elise is extremely creative. Uh, I actually, and I'll bring it out. It's in the
Mhm.
next room. I actually have a painting
Oh, yeah,
that
the
you did
painting.
for me.
Wow. Mhm.
Absolutely awesome. You want to know something else about overcoming fear?
Mhm.
There was a time when you did not particularly care for dogs.
Right.
And when I went to Sedona, you took care of my two little dogs.
That was the first experience I've ever had in my life of being so connected, you know, to the dogs and to, getting away from the fear of that as well. Mhm.
They absolutely loved you.
Yeah, I love, love, love them too. Mhm.
Um, as did uh, both my parents.
Yeah.
Absolutely loved you and your
Oh,
kids.
wow. Yeah, there's stories about your, parents, and I don't know, does everybody know I live next door to them? Um, at one point.
Right.
And one of the stories that came up recently, Miles was talking about he loved to see your mom and dad walk down to the lake every day. That was the highlight of his childhood. Okay, to see them walking to that lake, to Jackson Pond. And in fact, he says, I want to go live back in Colombia, and he absolutely considered them his grandparents. And he mentioned the other day, he said, I want to go back to a place and time that I felt most loved and most secure and most welcome. And of course, he mentions you. In fact, my children, all three, they honor you more than any one of the friends that I've ever had in my entire life, and have considered your parents their grandparents as well. Yeah. Isn't that something?
I absolutely love your kids. I
Mm-hmm. They love
always
you
have.
too. Mm-hmm.
Always
Mm-hmm.
have. I have the. I used it as a thumbnail once. The photo of
Of Keaton? Was
yep,
it Keaton? Yeah.
Keaton. Him and I having a flex off way
Flex
back
off.
in the day.
Right, right. Yeah, that was really special. And I believe that one of the things that I remember the most was visiting your mom that day with Miles, and we got her an angel.
Yep,
And
I still have.
Miles said, Mom, I wanna go there and I want to be with her. And we spent some time with her because he was so tore up when he found out the news. But he said, I'm so grateful we made our way there. And I'm so grateful to have seen her. And then also on that note, the storytelling of your father, I don't know if everyone is aware that he was one of the greatest storytellers of all time. I would not, I just couldn't believe how um, amazing he was as a storyteller. And I always wanted to take the time out to not rush his stories and to receive him, because that was an honor. And that's something that is a core part of my memory as well, being
Uh,
around your parents.
you
Hmm.
always provided such a loving presence to my dad. He loved your
Yeah.
visits. He
Hmm.
loved getting a hug from you.
Yeah, the hugs were awesome. They were
You
so
know,
adorable.
um, when my dad came home with
Hmm.
hospice,
Hmm.
he made it
Hmm.
back from the hospital, but just for that night, he died. He passed away that night. He came home. The nurse was
Wow.
there setting things up,
Hmm.
and she asked when my dad was born, and I said he was born February 27th,
Mm.
1927,
Mhm.
and um, he was born in a snowstorm, and his older brother
Wow.
had to hook up a horse to a sleigh and go over the mountain, northern PA,
Wow.
and bring the doctor back. And my dad said, "Well," and then he started telling the nurse the story. His very last night, everything was shutting down, dying of congestion
Mm.
heart failure, and he sat there entertaining the nurse with the story of when he was born.
Of when he was born. But
And
do you see the connection? Sometimes I don't know if I've ever asked you that because you're a phenomenal storyteller as well in the way that you communicate, and it's the, um, energy also that comes through in how you, tell these stories or how you inspire others that really reminds me of your father. It's very similar. It's a very similar, type, of way that you come across. It's very similar to what your father how he used to express himself as well.
it's a high compliment. I appreciate that.
Mhm, mhm.
Um,
Absolutely.
tell you one more story about that night, and I'm
Mhm.
sure you've heard it. I know everyone in the chat has heard it. That my dad, he had a bell. If he needed me, he could ring the
Oh,
bell,
yeah, yeah.
and he also I just got it. And we set it up for him. A
Mhm,
little buzzer. He could just hit the buzzer. I would hear it in
mhm,
my room and come down.
mhm,
Um, I gave him his medicine for the night.
mhm.
Just gotten home. I expected to have. I was hoping to keep him going with us for his birthday, which was
Oh,
in February. This
yeah.
was in October.
Yeah,
Um, and I did not expect him to leave me that night.
yeah.
But I laid down. Maybe an hour or so later, I heard my father stirring.
Mhm.
Never rang the bell. Never pushed the button.
Wow.
And I came downstairs, and he looked at me, and as only my dad could ever do, he
Mhm.
said, "Why are you up? I didn't wake you, did I? I didn't disturb you."
Oh,
He was in pain.
wow.
He
And he
was
was
he was
still
dying of congestive heart failure, and he
mm,
looked at me and said, "I didn't disturb you." His
mm.
thoughts. So,
That's
and I
so
said,
powerful.
"Of course not.
Yeah.
You never
Mhm.
disturb me."
But, you
Uh,
know mhm. Go ahead, Eric. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
that's okay. I gave him some medicine, and he
Mhm.
couldn't take the one pill, so he handed it back to me, and he started
Mhm.
saying, "I can't do it." And I said, "What can't you do?"
Wow.
He said, "I
Mhm.
just can't do it." And then
Mhm.
he had a little seizure and died. I was holding his hand.
My
Um,
goodness.
the last thing was
Mhm.
seeing if I was okay.
It's seeing if you were okay. Mhm.
That's that's who I want to be.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Well, that's who you are. And that's what I was getting ready to say. I didn't want to interrupt what you were saying because that was a powerful story, and I am honored that you shared it with all of us. But I truly believe that one of the greatest parts of your journey is how you cared for your parents and the way the connection. What I saw the most was the connection you had between you and your father, and how well you took care of him with such love and patience and kindness. And that's not always the case, is it? Right? So when we think about what is our greatest part of our journey, for me, I can say the same about me taking care of my mother, my brother, my uncle, and other things. If I think about what have I done right in my life, those were the things that I can really stand and say, I really am honored to have been able to be there for them. And I say that to you, my friend. You have done a phenomenal job. It wasn't just being a caregiver, it was much more than that. The way that you fed him and made sure he had the nutrients and all the things that he needed, the exercise. Remember, you told me he would always try to walk around the house, or you all would have a routine.
Yep.
Just listening to him, taking him back and forth to his appointments. It takes a lot to be able to have that type of patience, kindness, and compassion So
In an
what
instant,
you did was outstanding.
I would go back and do it all over again.
I know
In
you
an
would.
instant.
I know you would. I feel the same way about my mother. And I think the hardest part of the journey of being a caregiver, though, is when you hold that in your heart of the loss. And I never knew the loss of my brother before the pandemic would hit me in a way that I am still recovering from it.
I remember.
Knowing all that, yeah, knowing all that with my parents, my grandparents, and my mother, and all that. But there was something about my brother. But the funny thing is, as I'm sitting out here overlooking the mountains, the spirit of my brother has been coming through since I've been here. I have been seeing him in my dreams and in my vision, and how, I remember I had a dream and he said, Lisi, get back on the plane. Get back on the plane and start exploring again, and start, expanding your horizons and do the things that you've always wanted to do. And that gave me the um, the strength to do this. And this has been one of the greatest adventures and trips of my entire life, in terms of healing and in terms of exploring and getting a health reset. I feel healthier, I feel strong, I have great clarity and vision. And my friends Connie and Gail, give me the space to create. Connie is a world renowned artist, and Gail is also amazing, and she's a creative as well. And they give me the tools and the space and the freedom to be able to create as well.
So, inspiration and creativity has become a central part of your life in the past few
Hmm.
years. I would
Hmm.
say maybe like the central point of
Yeah.
your life.
Hmm.
Um, uh, and it's not just creating for the sake of creating; it's part of your spiritual journey,
Right.
your
And
practice.
it really is. And I never would have thought that, like, 10 years ago, I would have just kind of laughed about that. And 10 years ago, I was supporting my artist friends. And I was saying, well, I'm good at selling stuff, so I can help you guys move your art. I can help you in your galleries. And one of my friends, Christina, who is a supreme artist, she was the one during the pandemic who said, hey, come to Baltimore and let's just go ahead and paint. Let's, throw clay, take these art classes. And so it really did start as a seed. And I was just doing it just to be doing it at one point. And I was just like, this will be a great hobby. And then when everything shut down, that is why when I went and got all kinds of supplies, and we had nothing but time.
Right,
And I felt at one point that there was a absolute higher energy that was now stepping in to really help me to create and do the work. I never in a million years thought I'd be painting, let alone making jewelry. But I always loved clothing. So I've been a stylist, and I've worked in every part of retail known to man, men's apparel, women's apparel. So I always liked to do that. But I never considered myself a creative. Mm-mm.
it's
And that's how it came about.
it's funny that I think we needed that void of the shutdown
I
for that
absolutely agree.
inspiration. I sometimes
Hmm.
though it gets sad when I think that we miss these great lessons that
Right.
we were given to us
Hmm.
through a tremendous loss of so much and so
Hmm.
many. But
Right.
we were given that void so
Hmm.
that inspiration, so that creativity, so that a higher standard of living would come to us, and we would live our lives in a more thoughtful and mindful
I
uh,
agree.
manner. And the instant we were able to, we rushed back into right back to the stuff that we were doing before.
Right back. And so many businesses were birthed during that time. People creating, right?
Right?
Um, Communities were built. I remember that time where there's so many people that I saw were even stepping up their game on their health and wellness, because you had nothing but time to commit to the things that you never even committed to before,
That
right?
truly mattered.
and that truly mattered. And I talked about that to Miles and Keaton the other day too, and I talk about that a lot with Aaron. And I said, wow, what an amazing shift. But I will tell you this, I do feel a great shift coming. I really do. I know that's probably sounds weird because of current times, but I do believe that there is a great reset that is coming. And before the pandemic, I felt that as well. I knew there was something on the horizon, not thinking it would be that, but I feel and I pray for a great reset for us and for humanity. Hmm.
We definitely need it, and
Yeah, we
I
do.
think I love the title of
Hmm.
your but that you picked for your channel, Empress of the
Hmm.
New Earth,
Yeah,
um,
yeah.
because that truly is your vision.
Yes, it is. And it's one of those things where people think of things outside of us, right? And so, when is this new earth coming? Where is it? What's it going to be like? And not realizing it's inside of you. It's the change of the frequency, it's the change of how you vibrate higher as a human being. I don't see anything the same way that I did a year ago. I can look outside, and sometimes I go outside and I'm on my way to work and I look up at the sky and I cry because I can't believe the difference of what I feel and see. So it starts from within, and I see so much potential and promise in my reality. And I what I like to do is just um, put that out there, and just feed that into the world, as much love and much compassion as I possibly can. But it has to start within. It has to, because I realized the difference when I finally stood back and stopped being a people pleaser and self sacrificer and all those things. And I saw that evolution, which was my new earth, right? The way that I think, the way that I feel, the way that I move. And it's really not as complicated as it sounds, because everybody's waiting for, not everybody, let me not be ignorant to keep saying that everybody, but a lot of people are waiting for something outside of themselves to save the world or to save them, right?
Right.
And it's really the perspective of how we feel internally to start there. Hmm.
This is why Course in Miracles tells us,
Hmm.
do not seek to change the world, seek to change how you view the world.
That's
Um,
right.
you go within, you
Hmm.
change your perceptions by forgiving your projections. You realize that
Hmm.
if you're experiencing an evil world, it's
Hmm.
because you're projecting evil outwards, and it's
Right.
collective. That
Right.
there's no such thing as an individual that is separate from the collective. So
Right.
I'm projecting uh, evil and negativity.
Mhm.
This person is projecting evil and negativity, and it's a collective, and that's the world that we live in.
Right.
Um,
Right.
you know, I use the example very often. Marianne Williamson, a great teacher from a course, um,
Mhm.
she says she's always asked, why, if there's a truly loving and kind God
Mhm.
source, then why would they create a world which allows for starving children and diseases and for homeless people and continuous warfare and
Mhm.
violence and political discord, neighbor against neighbor? And her answer is so succinct and so beautiful. God
Mhm.
did not create any of that. We did.
Right.
God gave us endless resources to
That's
have
right.
a peaceful, loving
Mhm.
society,
Mhm.
literally having heaven right here on earth. Jesus gave explicit directions when he asked, "Where's heaven?"
Right.
So the kingdom of heaven was within. And we
Mhm.
immediately, as a people, we immediately went, I don't see it.
Right. Right.
The last place that we looked.
Mhm.
Um, so the great news is if we are projecting the mess that we're living
Mhm.
in,
Mhm.
we can also extend love
Mhm. That's
and
true.
literally have a new earth right
That's
here, right
true.
now. And
That's
you
right.
are leading the way, and I'm happy to
Oh,
follow.
wow, that is such a beautiful. Thank you so much, my friend. I received that. I'm honored coming from you because you taught me many lessons decades ago. In fact, remember you used to do that exercise with the what was that? The tunnel, and you'd oh gosh, I've been in high altitude, so um, and you talking. It was an exercise
Oh, oh,
showing that, yeah.
right. The head this
Hmm.
way,
Correct. Thank you.
experiencing our
Gosh
own
knows I
void.
needed that. That's right.
You
That
know,
was
it's
very important.
when when we just talked about the void that the shutdown created,
Mhm, mhm.
and all this wonderful stuff rushed into the void, closer to
Right,
family, supporting small businesses so that they wouldn't go under.
right.
Many people adopted rescue dogs. We
Mhm.
took care of our health. We took care of our neighbors. When you experience your own void,
Right.
the world rushes in and
That's
fills that
it.
void, and you realize that you are the capacity, aware, loving, kind capacity for the world to be.
Mhm.
It's a beautiful experience to actually realize that
Yes, it
in
is.
3D.
Mhm, mhm.
So we're missing out on a whole lot. Um, you're getting all kinds of great comments,
Oh
by
my
the way.
goodness. Oh, that
Um,
is so wonderful. You all are
our
so beautiful.
friend
Thank you for
Rich,
bearing with me too, because with I think I've probably been doing like 4 or 5 hours of sleep,
well,
but very well rested. And sometimes I'm like, okay, wake up here. I'm so happy to be here too. That's why I was like, hold on, I'm coming, because I just wanted to be a part of this beautiful experience. And I appreciate my community here today, having patience with me.
I wanted to
Oh,
read one comment from
mhm.
Richard. Mint chocolate chip ball says, "That's awesome, Empress. You are a wonderful person, and the world needs more people like you."
Oh, thank you so much, beloved. I appreciate you. Such kind words. Thank you.
Um, are you willing to maybe answer a few questions for anyone?
Yes, sure. Hmm. Yes.
So, guys, do you have questions for my friend Elise, the Empress of the New Earth? And make sure we will. Hey, if anyone could do me a great, great favor and maybe drop her link,
Oh,
I'd very much
thank you
appreciate it.
all too, because I'm not as good with that. I'd appreciate if you do drop the link. You've always been so kind doing that in the past, and I want to thank can I want to take 1 second to say thank you to each and every person who has liked or subscribed, but also who purchased my journal, or even mentioned it, or even listened to when Eric was talking about it. I want to tell you how much I appreciate each and every one of you from the center of my heart. I've been wanting to say that for a very long time. I thank you all so, so, so much. Yes.
Uh, Mint says, "You're welcome, Empress," and that comes from the bottom of my heart.
I feel that too. I feel that, my friend. Thank you.
He's been on his own healing journey. Has
Mhm.
come quite far, overcoming
Wonderful.
addiction, and
Mhm.
he's going to come up and share quite a bit.
Yes. I'd love to, and when I get off, I'll go through and make sure that I do subscribe as well, because I'm very interested in everyone else's journey, for sure. So, thank you again.
The amazing experience says,
Mhm.
"Ma'am, my apologies as I don't know you, but from what I hear, you are a good woman."
Oh, thank you so much, my friend. I appreciate that. Thank you. I really
And
do.
Kat says, "I don't have a question. I just wanted to thank her for sharing her journey of trust."
Oh, thank you, beautiful. I appreciate you so much. I really do. Thank you so much for that. But
Um,
it has been an amazing journey since Friday, when I came. And I will tell you, I did feel I was starting to get a bit burnt out with the regular, part of our journeys. We all, we're working, people are paying bills, and pretty stressed out about a lot that is going on. So, one of the things I wanted to note and just to say, it is amazing how everything came into fruition. And I knew I needed a great reset. And that's what I called this part of my journey, the great reset. Um, I don't feel the same way. I don't feel the same physically, spiritually, and mentally that I did on Friday. And by the way, the journey here was quite chaotic. I almost missed my connecting flight. I've never stood in TSA for over an hour. Keaton got me there in plenty of time, and I was almost giving up. I was. It was really bizarre. And I'm like, well, maybe I'm not supposed to be getting on the plane. You know how that fear tried its way. And something that voice said, keep going. There's so many gifts on the other side. You can't give up now. So it was interesting to say. I will tell you, there was a little pushback before I got here and arrived. And the night that as soon as I got into the same beautiful space and went out on the front lawn and looked over at the mountains and the rain started to come down for the first time, I knew it was meant to be. I knew this was all pre planned. Hmm.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hey, our friend Driven says, I love the outfit.
Oh, thank you.
I'm
Thank you so
assuming,
much.
I'm assuming they were talking to you and not me.
I think they were talking to you,
You think
actually.
they were talking about me?
I
I did,
do.
I did plan this. So,
Oh my goodness. Thank you so much, my friend, for that compliment. Oh.
Mint Chocolate Chip again says, if you never found the way of healing,
Mhm.
where would you have seen yourself without God?
Um, because of the early traumas that I've had, and I always say in the past life or in the past, had it not been for God and for my healing journey, you know what? I can't even say where I say it I do say it a lot. I know I would not be the same person. I know that I feel that I would have not been on path. In fact, before I moved to Maryland, about a year before I met Eric, I was already spiraling out of control after my mother passed. And I was upset. I don't like to say that I was upset with God, but I was resentful for a lot of things. I couldn't understand why would my mother, who was an earth angel to me, have to have suffered in that way? So it's ironic because that question, I felt that I was already in that, I'm going to say, in that way of being um, just like I said, spiraling, not even thinking about being the greatest mother that I could possibly be, just feeling like I was just going through the motions. So, if, in retrospect, because of God and because of, um, I would say, a praying grandmother too, I landed in Maryland and I met my soulmates. Eric is the first person that I met on my path to help reconnect me to myself or my higher self. He was the first one that I felt part of my healing tribe that I connected with and started to realize that I have more of a significant journey than what I thought I did because I just was giving up. And I knew instinctively that I needed to be a better mother to my children. And my cousin said, "Hey, come to Maryland, get away from, the heartbreak of being in that town without your mother." And it has been it didn't happen right away. It took decades for me to get to this place, and I'm still in my evolution process, as we all are. Hmm. Yeah.
Um,
Thank you for that question.
Blue Moon Tiger King says, Eric, you and that lady's great person. Help each
Oh,
other.
thank
Uh,
you.
gives you a pound in the back. Uh,
Oh, thank you so
Cannot tell
much,
you
my
that.
friend. I appreciate it so
Bruce Wayne
much.
says, tell her I said, thank you for what you have done for this world.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate that so much. I
Becca,
am in a place of happiness, though. I am. I feel grounded. Grounded is the word. Hmm.
Becca said she feels the same way about her auntie dying.
Oh, Becca. my condolences, and I understand that part of the journey. It was such a void that I felt so lost without my mother, and I felt myself looking for to fill that void in the wrong places. And I knew I had to get out of my own way and out of a period of time where I felt that I was easily targeted because of my vulnerability.
Right.
And I'm not blaming anybody for my actions. No one. I am solely responsible for how I was acting out before I came to Maryland. But that was a part of my journey too, right? We all have the
Um,
different polarities. Hmm.
and navigating through grief is going to be different for everyone.
Yeah. Yes.
Um, and
Hmm.
it's never going to be easy.
That's right. That's right.
And
Well, you helped me a lot through that too, with a lot of resources in the beginning. And also I think the biggest way that you help me is through self love, right? And getting healthy, doing things that would activate who I am underneath of all of that grief. And that was part of the plan too. I believe that there's no coincidence in how that happened either.
right,
Hmm.
Bruce says, "Can you tell her that Baines Hoffman, want to personally thank her for what she's doing for this world and its peeps."
Oh, thank you so much, my friend. I truly appreciate that. Those are such kind words. Much love to you all for your beautiful words and encouragement. Eric knows I'm very nervous. I have my own YouTube channel, and I've never gone live. And
Um, not this
I'm
time.
kind of yeah. Hmm?
Not this time. You don't seem nervous even a little bit right now. You seem very, very
Well, look, I'm
self-assured.
wrapping this around. You guys don't see me.
I did the same thing. I got my little I got a little crystal.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
got my
that's
meditation
right.
beads and
That's
I'll
it.
sit and play with
That's
them.
it. But I don't
Um,
feel nervous in a way in terms of I feel very well received. I feel the love and I'm so grateful for it. It's just a part of my personality like since I was a kid. I've always been afraid of public speaking. And I've been exercising my throat chakra because I have a lot to say, and I do love to have these beautiful conversations. But I still at 60 years old I need to get out of my own way. I still get a little fidgety, and you know I don't know. It is what it is, but I do feel the love, and I appreciate you all so much for that.
I never thought that I'd be able to do this in a million
I
years.
I know, I know, I know, and you're doing a phenomenal job. You're the inspiration. You're the one who actually inspired me to get my own channel. And I got off of social media because
I
it was
remember.
just too much for like Facebook, and it was getting a little too much just for me. That's all, just for me. And I needed to take a break. And you said, go on YouTube, continue to keep getting yourself out there. Like, don't stop. Let that be part of your journey.
Hey,
So, and yeah.
I want to mention that I am monetized largely because of you,
Wow.
because of Keith,
Mm,
because
yeah,
of Miles,
Keaton.
family effort.
Oh.
Um, guys, can you imagine the torture of having to listen to me 25 listening to me do burpees 24 hours, 7 days a week?
Mm, you've inspired so many people, my friend. Wait a minute. Let me
Um,
wipe my mouth. Hold on.
yeah, at least her two kids, uh, Goldie, uh,
Yeah.
Mocha. The funny thing with Goldie was, and I love telling the story, where she would listen to me 24/7 every day. She'd have me on and just playing. And I'm like, that's a lot of me. How can you put up with that? And she's like,
Oh, Goldie.
and she said, I didn't say I had the volume on. Um,
Sorry. I'm
that's
loud,
okay.
you guys. That was too funny. Oh
It's
my
true.
goodness. And I'm so proud of you being monetized and all of the gifts that you have brought to the world with your teaching and your lessons and your beautiful storytelling, how to help us all improve our lives and building community. When I tell you that was always your vision, and you've always built these different communities. So, what a powerful testimony to what you have brought into fruition,
It would
right?
not have happened without you in so many ways.
Oh,
You know, and I've told this story before. Um, Here's the thing that some people might not realize about caregiving.
mm-hmm,
You're grieving the
mm-hmm,
loss of a loved one,
mm-hmm.
and you are grieving the loss of a role that I had
Yes.
people in my life that I cared so deeply about that I was willing to give up everything to be by their side, and now they're
Mm-hmm.
gone. What do I do?
Right. Right.
What do I do? I had,
Mm-hmm.
um, I shut down my business. I wasn't personal
Yeah.
training any longer.
Right. Right.
Um, I had no idea what to do, and I heard a clear voice tell me, "You're a caregiver. Continue to care."
Mm.
Now I have everyone to care for. Uh,
Yes, you
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 know,
do.
my focus was on my dad. My focus was on Anika. My focus was on my mother.
Right.
Um, and you know, I wanted to be there for Mocha through her healing, the
Absolutely.
best that I was able.
Mhm.
Um, so what do?
Right.
You just keep giving care.
That's it.
YouTube is me being a caregiver.
That is exactly what that was, and without putting too much out there, there was a very rough time for you after your dad passed. Um, and my biggest prayer was for you to be able to feel your way through that, because I just remember there was this period of time where for the first time in my life I was very concerned about you, and I hope that's not oversharing.
Yep.
Okay. And I knew that there was going to come a time where you were going to find your way. And it was a process, wasn't it? Um, and I think that's the biggest inspiration I probably have ever seen in my entire life, of going from that, because I knew how much of a loss that was for you, and taking that time for you to go through whatever you had to go through to get through this moment, which I know your father was instrumental in helping you from the other side, and your mother. I know your father was there, cheering you on, getting you to this place. So I think that's such a beautiful story and a testament of who you are as a human being. There were many times that certain things happened in your life, right? And me too. But I saw you never give up. And I saw you always get stronger and never be withdrawn, because even when you were going through your things, not things, different portions of your life, you would say, "Hey, you want to take a walk? How are you doing?" You're still caring about the your fellow human being, your friend or whoever. So that speaks volumes to who you are as a human being. And I know everybody here feels that same way, because your patience, your level of patience. And I'm going to say this: I've never seen anyone in my life who's not. You've always been the same. You've always been the same since 2004. That's when we met, 2004.
Yep.
And some people change dramatically throughout their time, but you've always had that beautiful, pure heart of always wanting to help people, always wanting to be there to stand in a gap for those who you love. And that says a lot. Because I can
Thank you,
get
sir.
withdrawn. I can get withdrawn if I get hurt or feel betrayal and things of that nature. I can really go inward, right? I love and all that stuff, but I take some time out and I can get withdrawn at times. And I said to myself, I wonder how he does that. You know what I mean? It's not easy. So that's helped me throughout my time too.
Um,
Hmm.
I've had a difficult couple months.
Hmm. Hmm.
Um, a lot of let's just say it's been difficult.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
and probably right now, maybe even more fearful than when my father died. This great
Mm,
unknown right
right.
now.
Mhm.
And I've had some great Course in Miracles teachers come up the
Mhm.
last few days, actually, sort of taking a
Wow.
little different direction.
Mhm.
Some of them are considered like master teachers, like Monday, David Hoffmeister, who's considered like one of the master teachers of the course, came up and had a talk,
Mm.
and we're talking about fear and
Mhm.
how
Mhm.
that it seems like life is taking stuff away from us.
Mhm.
But what is happening is we are being shown that we are valuing things wrongly,
Right.
that nothing real can be taken.
Mhm.
It might seem that way, and it might seem that very fearful and that it can hurt, but that's because we are placing so much um, that, like, if you thought that you were going to lose something extremely valuable if you left to go to Arizona, you
Right.
wouldn't have left. But
Right.
you gave yourself permission
Mhm.
to face that vulnerability, to face that fear,
Mhm.
uh, and take that leap of faith.
Mhm.
So I've sort of felt like I'm on that precipice. Uh,
Yeah.
am I ready to take whatever leap is coming up next? Because you think in this series of losses that,
Mhm.
well, I'm good now, right?
Right. Right.
What else? What else do I have? And then
Mhm.
boom, something
Something.
else
Yeah.
and something
Of
else.
course.
Um, and now, now I don't even know what it is that I feel like I'm afraid to lose, but I know it seems there. So yeah, it's
Can I
been
ask you a question?
yep.
Do you feel like it can possibly be the fear of the collective as a whole, that could be, because I speak to a lot of people who feel or have the similar feeling, and it's difficult, right, to navigate through. Um, but I that's just a question. Do you feel like it's just really something internal and not really that much outside influencing?
Well, I don't know if I would make a distinction between external and internal.
Yeah, that's true. That's
That
correct.
I think
Hmm.
that um, I think yes. To answer your
Hmm.
question, it's definitely
Hmm.
you know there is that fear, and
Hmm.
there's the fear of being directed by the course when it says, "Do not seek to change the world." When all you want to
Mm.
do is grab the world by the shoulders and shake it and say,
Right,
"Wake
right,
up!" Because everyone's
right,
hurting. Everyone is
right.
hurting in different
Everyone's
ways.
hurting. Yeah.
Um,
Mhm.
but knowing that in the history of the world, we've never
Mhm.
been able to shake anyone else awake. Jesus
Right.
couldn't do it. Buddha couldn't do it.
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
And if you want proof of that, 2,000 years later, after Jesus was crucified, we are still crucifying other people as well as
Mm.
ourselves.
Wow.
The only way is for us to awaken, and
Mhm.
then the world
Mhm.
awakens with us.
That's true.
And
Powerful words.
when you look at that mess of the world, you think, man, do I have it in me to awaken?
Mm. Mhm. Mhm.
And then you feel that personal loss. If I take this step, what more do I have to lose?
Right.
Um, which is scary. When you think you've
Yeah.
lost everything, and then you realize, I'm still valuable, still putting value on things that might not have value. But
Right.
we navigate it. We navigate through what we have to navigate through.
That's correct. That is very true. Thank you for sharing that. That was powerful. Mhm.
I have you by my side.
Always, my friend. I
I got
tell
all the
you.
people here.
Oh.
By the way, you were being discussed how good you look. Someone said,
What?
I can't.
Oh,
Someone
wow.
says, wow, she's 60. And
Wow, I am. I
Williams
am.
said, well, she probably doesn't drink 5 Pepsis a day.
No, no. But yeah, I mean, thank you all so much for your beautiful compliments, because sometimes I wake up in the morning and think I look like Fred Sanford, but
Well, great. Now
but I
that theme song is going to be in my head all night.
that's right. It will be, but it's been a beautiful journey. And again, um I didn't know how it was going to happen and what I was going to do to make it here, and it's not over yet. So there's like we're getting ready to leave to go into town, into town like it's like this. But Camp Verde, are you familiar with Camp Verde? It's
Only the name. I haven't been there.
Okay, because it's about, I think, 30 minutes outside of Flagstaff and maybe almost an hour from Sedona. So there's been so many things that I've learned, even from the first time I was here, and so many different ways of living that I'm observing that I'm like,
How many
that's the blueprint.
how many more days do you have?
I have until Monday.
Have
I'll
you
be
been
here.
in the Painted Desert yet?
No. Mm-mm.
Maybe an hour, maybe 2 hours north of Flagstaff. It's the most
Mm.
beautiful desert I've ever driven through.
I
Um,
think, I heard of that through Nadine. I believe she went there. We're going somewhere tomorrow. I don't know where it is, you all. I'm so ignorant when it comes to, whatever, but, I cannot wait to share that because she showed me the pictures. It's about an hour away, and it's another part, but I'll tell you one thing, that Grand Canyon, I cried like a
it's
baby.
crazy.
I was like, "What wait a minute." You see the pictures, you hear about the experiences, and until because my first time in Shenandoah was with, Miles and Keaton only two months ago, and I'm like, "This is an hour away from DC," and I was completely blown away by that, which is still beautiful,
Right.
of course, but to see that type of beauty and to be able to experience it at this part of my journey, i am the I am so humbled to the core. I'm so grateful beyond measure, and I feel like you know everything led up to this point with constantly, you know um manifesting this current reality. And I truly believe that that had a lot to do because I've been frustrated with a lot of the ways, not just me. Come on, I'm talking about as collective. There's so much, going on. And even within my own personal life, I felt that I was right back into that same cycle of working, working, not having time to create, not having time to take care of myself because my current position is a caregiver and it takes a lot out of me on a daily basis. When by the time I get home, I don't want to pick up a paintbrush or hardly do jewelry. I have my own business that I'm not dedicating to as much because life is life. Life is lifing right now. The
Right.
cost of living is insanity, and so I'm like, I don't. You know what? If you were to ask me how I did it, I wouldn't even be I wouldn't even be able to really tell you. I'm like, wow, that happened like that, you
But
know?
it did.
And it did. And you know what? It's so the synchronicity is incredible. I haven't had to buy a single grocery. I get up in the morning and I go out to the farm. There's apples, there's pear trees, there's tomatoes, squash I mean enough squash to feed a whole community and eggs from the chickens. I don't have to do anything but be and relax and heal. So that's the blessing too. That was a gift.
Nice.
Yeah, that
Hey,
was a divine gift. Mhm.
one more thought before I let you go.
Mhm.
Ask your host about Jerome,
I went
Arizona.
there. I
Did you
went
do the
there.
drive?
Now let me make sure that this is Jerome because it was near Flagstaff, correct?
Farther south.
No. No, 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 no. Never mind. The community that I went through, no, 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 no. It was another Jerome. I'll ask. They
Um,
did tell me about it, and I got it confused with where we went. The a place that was outside of Flagstaff. Mhm.
drive straight up a mountain.
Mhm. Okay.
Single lane road.
Mhm.
Cars going this way. Cars going this way. No guardrails.
Oh Lord.
Scariest.
I don't know about Jerome.
You know, I've rock climbed. I've whitewater
Oh,
rafted, whitewater canoed. I've been caving, extended backpacking
oh yeah.
trips,
Mhm.
ultra marathons. Um, just scared as I've ever been, more than ever. Going that
Wow.
drive up to the top of the
Oh
mountain,
my gosh.
it was scary,
Well,
and I didn't even drive.
You know, when I the first trip, I went up the Flagstaff the first time when I was here with Nadine, and I couldn't even look over on the because we were going up the mountain and
Right.
the elevation, and I got scared, even in Shenandoah National Park. So I can't imagine not having a guard. I
It's
don't think
yeah.
I'm gonna see Jerome. I don't know about that.
I kept I kept in the car. I found I was like leaning away from the side, like it would
I
make
do
it
that too.
like it would make a difference.
Right. Lean over, you know, collect it. Oh yeah. Yeah. I don't believe I'll see Jerome, but I'm
Mention
going
it
to
to
ask
them,
them about it.
yeah, and
I'm
see
going to
what they
mention
say.
it too. I'm going to mention it to them. But this was amazing, my friend, and my friends. Thank you for having me.
Yep, come back again.
I certainly will. Thank you so much, everybody, and have an amazing evening. Okay. Peace and
Yep,
love.
love
All
you, my
right.
friend.
Love you too. Peace. I don't know how to get off of here though. You might have to disconnect. Wait,
Let me
hold
know if
on.
it works. If it doesn't work, we'll end. There it goes. She did it. All right, guys, we are done for the night. I'm going to go to bed. Thank you for hanging out with me. Thank you for hanging out with my friend Empress of the New Earth, at least. Uh, Again, I just can't begin to tell you what she has meant to me in my life. Um, especially those times when you feel like you're losing everything, to have that steady presence means everything. Means everything in the world. Speaking of that, as I mentioned, difficult time. I have felt like I am on the verge of losing a whole lot. You guys have also stepped up and you've been that steady presence. Thank you. I can't tell you how much I appreciate every one of you. What you bring to me. I could easily say what you bring to my channel. I've told people before, I don't separate me and my channel. This is an extension. This is not just how I earn my livelihood. This is my spiritual practice. Can I be kind to everyone that comes in? I do my best. I do my best. Um, you guys help me do better. I appreciate that. Kat says, lovely guest, Yogi. Love her. Me too, Kat. Thank you so much. She might be up. She might be up for a trip down to Tennessee one day. Heavenly says, love you, Kat. Yogi Bear. Thank you, Heavenly Star. Hey, Heavenly, thank you for sticking with me. Blue Moon says, why? What's wrong with my community? I don't know. I don't think anything. Is it? All right, I got to be getting to bed. Tomorrow, Lucy's coming up. She's pulling cards in the evening, not in the afternoon, in the evening. I don't know if anyone's coming up in the afternoon. I got some feelers out for some people. Jiven's got to clean his room. Kat says, love that. It would be pretty awesome. Someone says, love you, Kat. Someone says, unity in community. Emily says, I stick with you a long time. You have. You definitely have. And it's much, much appreciated. Someone says, I've got a great question for Lucy now. All right, guys. Like I said, make sure you bring your questions to Lucy. I will see everyone. If you're around, I'll see you at 5 o'clock. I'm going to look for you, Bruce Baines. I appreciate that. Thank you for those kind words. Hey, Baines, let me know if you can add Buy Me Coffee on your channel. Let me know when you're able to do live streams too. We'll be there to support you. Wait a minute. How did I oops. Hey Abigail. I was trying to copy and paste something. I never delete comments. TikTok, and I would never delete yours. I apologize. By accident. Abigail, I'm sorry. Oh, wait a minute, Abigail. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm messing up. There we go. What I was trying to do, I was being lazy. I was trying to copy and paste, or copy uh, Bruce Bain's name so I could just put it in the search bar and not have to type. That's what I get for being lazy. I got you fixed. I apologize. Simple says, I've done it, Eric. I did make an oops, a big one. You're welcome, Abigail. I would never, never, ever. You're the top mod. You're the mod of all mods, Abigail. We would not function without you. Kastafin says, it's okay, Yogi. Abigail says, you're amazing. Thank you, Abigail. Thank you for being so understanding. Thank you so much. Nope, thank you. I appreciate you, Abigail. Okay, buy me coffee. Should I use my Cash App for that? Well, it would be separate. It would be separate from Cash App. I'm just thinking that the more options you have, the better. For some reason, Cash App doesn't work for me. PayPal does, and Buy Me Coffee does. Hey, Selma, we're going to bed. Blue Moon says, Eric, you're amazing. You should be told you got a heart of gold. I'm okay. The best I can say. I'm okay. I'm getting by. Guys, here she is, Empress of the New Earth. If you hit her link, you can connect. Much love to each and every one of you. Peace and much love. Thank you, my friend. All right. I'm going to look you up, my friend. All right. So I'm out. Guys, I'll see you tomorrow. Right? I love you all. Take care.